Welcome back to the channel. Today we continue to follow the emotional and intense story between CEO Alex and Tuna. Unrevealed secrets and crucial decisions will change everything. Recently, CEO Alex's sister visited the farm and had a tense meeting with Tuna. Will her words be enough to convince Tuna? And is Tuna's decision to leave based on what was revealed in that conversation? This could completely change the lives of both of them. As for CEO Alex, he is searching for Tuna and her child. But will he be able to find them and bring them back safely before things go too far? Every decision, every step is filled with risk, and the outcome is unpredictable. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the exciting developments in this story. In the previous episode, everything became incredibly tense when CEO Alex's sister discovered that he had spent the night at the farm with Tuna. Her emotions surged and she couldn't contain her anger. She immediately got in her car, determined to confront Tuna and clarify everything. When she arrived, the sight of Tuna quietly eating porridge on the front porch made things even more awkward. Alex's sister paid no attention to the calm atmosphere around her. She walked straight to Tuna, her face filled with frustration. Unable to control her tone, she harshly scolded her and demanded that Tuna stay away from CEO Alex. She believed that Tuna was deliberately trying to seduce her brother, something she could not accept. Her words only added fuel to the fire, leading to a tense confrontation between the two women. Tuna, surprised and hurt, could only remain silent. She didn't understand why she had to hear such things. She never intended to harm anyone, let alone interfere in CEO Alex's life. She was just a single mother trying to rebuild her life, but facing the harsh criticism from Alex's sister. She couldn't find the words to respond, only enduring it in silence as her heart grew heavier. When Alex's sister finally left, the atmosphere around her became eerily quiet. The gentle breeze seemed to stop blowing, and Tuna sat there lost in thought. She wondered if she was the one bringing trouble into CEO Alex's life. Had she unknowingly disrupted his world? A wave of guilt overwhelmed her, making it impossible to stop thinking about everything that had happened. These thoughts kept swirling in Tuna's mind, leaving her unable to shake them off. Finally, she made a difficult yet necessary decision. She would leave the farm with her child and cut all ties with CEO Alex. Though her heart ached, she knew that staying would only cause more pain for him and those around him. She couldn't selfishly hold on to her feelings without considering the potential consequences, and so Tuna left, carrying with her heavy thoughts and deep worries about the future. She didn't know if her decision was the right one, but she believed it was the best way to avoid causing more harm to anyone. After CEO Alex arrived at the farm and discovered that Tuna and her child had disappeared, his heart sank. Unable to believe it, he quickly got in his car, determined to search for them everywhere. Every corner of the area, from the small alleys to the familiar restaurants Tuna often visited, offered no trace of them. He searched day and night, his heart filled with anxiety, with only one question constantly swirling in his mind. Are Tuna and her child safe? Everywhere he went brought no information. Each step CEO Alex took felt heavier, unable to stop worrying about the safety of Tuna and her little one. The long night became an ordeal that was hard to endure. He couldn't imagine a life without the presence of Tuna and her child. The fear overwhelmed him, and he couldn't stop crying, worried that he would lose them forever. The whole night passed in vain with chaotic thoughts that made him feel as if time had come to a standstill. When the first light of the morning broke through the tree branches, CEO Alex decided to call Johoney. He couldn't wait any longer. He told Johoney about Tuna's disappearance, and immediately Johoney arrived at CEO Alex's house. The two men split up to search for Tuna, each heading in a different direction, their faces filled with worry. Each step they took seemed to carry a deep, unspoken longing, a single desire to find Tuna and her child before it was too late. While CEO Alex continued his anxious and troubled search, the worries and distress prevented him from relaxing for even a second. Tuna and her young child, meanwhile, kept walking through the darkness of their lives, wandering on desolate roads with no destination and no clear plan. They simply walked, letting each step guide them, unaware of where the future would lead them. Tuna only knew that they could never return to the place where they once had a home, a place where beautiful memories once existed. Everything now seemed torn apart, and she couldn't find an escape from this uncertain life. As nightfall approached, another night came, and Tuna carried her child in her arms, weary but still walking resolutely in the cold night. Each of her steps seemed heavier, but she knew she had to find shelter, a place to protect herself and her child in this vast and silent world. But could such a place be found in this enormous world? Finally, when the night had fully fallen, she found an abandoned house, quietly stepping inside, seeking a moment of peace in this harsh and desolate space. She held her child close, sitting next to a small fire, trying to warm herself in the cold atmosphere of the empty house. But in her heart, the pain couldn't be eased. She couldn't forget what had happened, those painful words and actions that forced her to leave everything she once had. The sweet memories had vanished, and the hopes she once cherished were now replaced by a silent, heavy sorrow. Tuna felt like a solitary traveler with no place to return to, no support to lean on. She felt lost in an enormous world with no one by her side, no one to guide her. All she wanted was to find peace, a place where she could protect herself and her precious child. But could she find that place in this unstable life? Could she find a new home where she and her child could live peacefully, happily? Or would she continue to wander in the darkness alone in an uncertain life? The question of the safety of Tuna and her child constantly lingered in the minds of CEO Alex and Johoney. They continued their journey to find them, but could they find Tuna before it was too late? Each passing day became a huge challenge for them. Their worries grew stronger as there was no news of Tuna and her child. Could they find them before all hope fades away? Would all their efforts bring results? Or would it all be in vain? Every step CEO Alex and Johoney took was filled with intense worry, and they couldn't stop wondering whether they could bring peace to Tuna and her little one. They didn't know if they could find them and bring them back safely. These questions continued to swirl in the minds of everyone involved in the story. Would all the efforts of the search be in vain? Could Tuna find safety and freedom for herself and her child? Or would everything fall into hopeless loss and despair? The sense of anxiety and unease weighed not only on CEO Alex's heart, but also haunted everyone who was following this story. However, no matter the outcome, the search was far from over. The events to come would bring many unexpected developments, moments of intense drama that no one could predict. This story is becoming more and more captivating than ever before. Just when you think everything has reached a dead end, unexpected twists appear, keeping you glued to the screen. Each episode, each moment in this story brings new and surprising developments, keeping you on the edge of your seat, eagerly anticipating what comes next. The unresolved questions and dramatic turns make the story even more compelling, leaving viewers unable to stop wanting to keep watching. CEO Alex's search continues, and no one can predict what will happen next. Will he be able to find Tuna and her child before everything goes too far? Will the relentless efforts of him and Johoni be enough to bring Tuna and her child back safely? The challenges they face seem to have no clear answers, and every decision, every step they take could completely change the outcome of the story. All of these questions will gradually be revealed in the upcoming episodes. The next developments will undoubtedly keep you hooked. The dramatic events and unexpected twists will keep you captivated by the story. This is not just a search, but also about emotions, tough choices and decisions that could change the lives of all the characters involved. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any important moments in this story. Will CEO Alex be able to find Tuna and her child? Will he be able to overcome all the challenges to bring them back safely? All of that will be revealed in the upcoming episodes. You'll definitely not be able to take your eyes off this emotional and surprising story. Every moment, every new development will make it impossible for you to stop watching, as even more surprises are waiting ahead.
Vì vậy đừng quên nhấn đăng ký kênh và bật chuông thông báo để không bỏ lỡ bất kỳ tình tiết quan trọng nào trong câu chuyện này. Liệu Kang có thể tìm được mẹ con Tuna? Liệu anh có thể vượt qua được tất cả những thử thách mang họ về an toàn? Mọi điều đó sẽ được hé lộ trong những tập phim tiếp theo. Chắc chắn rằng bạn không thể rời mắt khỏi những câu chuyện đầy cảm xúc bất ngờ. Từng khoảnh khắc, từng diễn biến mới sẽ tiếp tục không theo dõi vì những bất ngờ vẫn còn đang chờ ở phía trước.